Welcome to today's video where I'm going to build this cute little witchy cottage. Okay, so this is I think take number 590 or something like that. It's been a while since I did a voiceover and I always feel a little bit awkward doing a voiceover. Anywhoosies, this is also my very first speed build in The Sims 4 and I just wanted to try it. My regular filming style is me basically chatting as I go, and while I really love filming that and also love watching those types of videos, I also can enjoy a speed build, and it's just something different, you know. It's just something that I can film whenever I feel like it and then edit it after. So the house that I am building, as I said, is a witchy cottage. I had a specific look in mind. So I was going for a little bit of almost like Hagrid's hut, but then for a witchy. So it was supposed to be a little bit, I don't want to say run down, but a little bit, you know, lived in. And I don't know, you know, the witchy is, I don't want to say she's immortal, but she's old. She doesn't look it though, but she is, you know, so I kind of wanted to create that feel, you know, a little bit lived in, a little bit run down. But I have a very, very hard time creating builds that are kind of, they kind of look like they're falling apart. You know, I don't really, I like that aesthetic, but I have a hard time building that. So I did not really want to do it here, but I kind of did want to make it a little bit older. So that's why I'm fiddling around with the wallpapers, with the, what you may call it, the foundation and such. At the end I get there, I'm like, let's do it like this. I don't want to create another wooden hut. I did want to, I don't know, do it a little bit differently today. So the other thing is that I got really inspired to do kind of a witchy build. I've wanted to do one, but this was filmed right before the Nature Enchanted by Nature pack came out, and I just wanted to create this. That's basically it. I do really want to build with that pack as well, so I have a couple of ideas to incorporate the fairy pack as well. But in this case, I just wanted to leave it as is because I know that not everyone is going to buy that pack. So with basically the aesthetic that I had in mind, the trouble was then the windows. Because you can see it here. There were so many different types of windows that I tried and it just wasn't it. I think I actually used base game at the end. Yeah, I think they're base game. And the other thing is, you see basically that swatch tray on the side of my screen. It's, I believe, on the left side of my screen for you guys. That is because I'm using the Better Build by mod by Twisted Maxi. I actually have the kind of paid version because I'm a paid member of our Patreon. We have the swatch tray already, and it is, I forget that I have it often, but it's very, very handy because you can see the types of swatches that there are instead of having to scroll through all of them. Apparently there are also hotkeys for that, but I don't know. I never know. I never know. So the other thing that I learned is how to do a stop motion, and not necessarily a stop motion building wise, but a stop motion cluttering wise. There's one creator that I watch. Her name is Just Nora. I will link her channel down below, and she builds like that. So basically she chats while she builds, the way that I usually do too. And then when she goes to clutter, instead of cutting that part out, she does it through stop motion. And that's so pleasing to my eye that I really wanted to learn how to do that. So that is in this video as well. But it's a little bit, you will see the difference in lighting because I made the pictures with my reshade on instead of without. So look at this. Look how fancy this is. As you can kind of see, the screen flickers a little bit. Yeah, this part I could have kind of filmed instead of made pictures of, but that's fine. It was a lesson, and for the next time, I know. But I just think this looks so cool. So yes, enjoy. And then with the fancy, I feel very fancy now. Anyway, we're going to go inside, and as I said, I wanted that kind of run-down, rustic, no, let's call it rustic, not really run-down. I don't want it to be broken, but I wanted it a little bit, you know, rustic, but also the fact that when something is broken, she mends it herself, you know, kind of that kind of feel. The other thing is that the layout is extremely small for the way that I usually build. So that was a little bit of a thing. So here I am in the bedroom trying to find a bed that I can vibe with. And then this is one from the Magic Realm pack. What's it called again? I changed it later because it's just a little bit too clean for what I was going for. So the other thing that I really wanted to give her was a desk. So I'm kind of trying that as well to figure out the desk that I want. I am actually grabbing, I think, one from Horse Ranch. So that's the other thing that's pretty prominent in this build, that is Horse Ranch, because that's that rustic feel that I was going for. I also used werewolves. There were a bunch of packs that I used, honestly. So what I actually want to create next is kind of a, I don't know, it's not going to be a witchy house, but more along the lines of a tree house, because I love to build tree houses as well. But I'm going to try and limit the packs that I use to incorporate, you know, Horse Ranch, but also the new Enchanted by Nature pack, and probably also a little bit of werewolves. But I'm going to see and, you know, kind of group the packs together that I love to use with builds like this. So I'm doing the bathroom here as well, and we will get another stop motion in 3, 2, 1. Oh, here. I'm so happy that I could do that. I'm so happy. Oh, I booped the microphone. That is not a good idea. So cluttering up the bedroom, I actually did not do a stop motion because there was not that much clutter. And I did find, while this video is a little bit of a experiment with me looking to see if I'm being able to do a voiceover without trying to do it 20 times over, and that stop motion, what I've noticed with the stop motion is I think that it is nicer when you have a lot of clutter. So if you only have a few items, especially in a speed build, I don't know, in a speed build it kind of gets lost almost. So that is why I tried to, you know, kind of stick to the more cluttery bits. I also did one for the kitchen, and I actually really like how the kitchen turned out. So I also did kind of a little trick. In a minute you will see the stop motion of it, and you will see a pan on the stove with a light in there. And when you go to live mode, you get smoke, and you get that if you have the Magical Realm pack and you have the potion bottles, they kind of emit something. I don't know how to call it, but basically there is a potion bottle in the pot, and then with the incense burner that is on top, and then that light in there, and then when you go into play mode, it's really nice to, I could have actually shown that, but I forgot. But it's just very magical looking. So yeah. The other thing that was a very, very big thing for me was the living room. I had my heart set on giving her a fireplace. I wanted to give her a fireplace because I felt like it needed it, you know. But because it's so small, I didn't want to make the house any bigger. So it was actually this whole interior thing, it took me 2 days. I had to stop, then I had to start again because I just did not know anymore what I wanted. So here I'm actually putting the fireplace kind of like a room divider. I thought it was one of my more brilliant ideas. I don't know if it functions, but that's what I came up with. And then basically being that way, I was able to put the dining table on the other side without feeling like it, I don't know the English word, but what I was going for was I kind of wanted to have an open feel, but also cozy nooks, if that makes any sense. So this fireplace is pretty big, and I wanted to do something different here. So this build actually took me out of my comfort zone quite a bit, but it just fit there like, I don't know, it's meant to be. I thought about doing a double fireplace, so also flipping this fireplace and then, you know, putting it together again on the other side. but it didn't really work because it's not supposed to work that way. So ideally, I would have loved to have basically an open fireplace, really, that you can put in the center, if that makes any sense. So I wasn't able to do that unless I use CC, and I do want to use CC. So the other series that I'm building, or that I'm doing on my channel, is actually building my Dutch hometown. The next video that I'm going to build for that is my sister's house, and I am actually going to use CC for that because she doesn't have all the packs, and I want her to be able to use the house in her Sims game as well. She's also a builder. She loves to do that. So, but she uses a lot of CC. So I'm thinking that I'm going to download a bunch of CC for her to get, you know, the house as true to it is in real life as I can. That would be nice. Me thinks, at least. So I think we're kind of getting a little bit to the end. Yeah, I'm cluttering up the living room here. I'm putting in some cracks in the wall. I put the spider web in there, and actually that spider web has a spider in live mode in it as well, and especially if you are a witchy, you need to have the spider. She actually also needs to have a snake. Maybe I can find that in CC, because I also have that my first pet pack with the critters, and I actually think that there are CC creators who basically then made tarantula skins, snakes, scorpions, and that kind of thing. I need to see if I can find that, because that would be awesome, especially in a build like this. Yes. Yeah, I don't really know what to say anymore. So there's that, and that's basically the trouble that I usually have with a voiceover. Honestly, I think I'm funny. I don't know if everyone else thinks that, but I think I'm funny, especially when my thoughts just go. A lot of the time I really think that I'm saying stuff inside my head, but apparently I'm then using my outside voice. And there is just so many things in the way that my mind works while I'm building something like this that I find extremely hilarious. So yeah, I always feel like when I do a voiceover, it's very, I'm almost trying too hard, if that makes any sense. So let me know how you feel about this. Do you like this type of content? Do you prefer me just speaking as I go? Do you like the speed builds? Do you like speed build with a voiceover? Do you prefer speed builds with music? I personally prefer them with a voiceover, actually. Oh yeah, this was also a thing. The chimney. They were just not it. The other thing is, though, that when I went into game to get the pictures for the ending of the video, I did not exactly remember what chimney I picked. So it could very well be that the chimney that you see here is not the one that is in game. It could also be in a different place. I don't know. I was very, very tempted to actually put in the new chimney from the new pack, because it has a very cute witchy chimney, but then it would have been the only thing from the new pack, and I didn't want to do that. So I also fiddle around with, as you see, plants on the roof. I hope that they change that soon, because it's a love-hate relationship. I like the fact that it kind of wants to snap on an angle, but I don't like the fact that it just doesn't want to be placed if the angle isn't specific. So there's that. Yes, and then that was basically the end of the video. You see here the screenshots. I hope you liked the video. Let me know your thoughts down below. And thank you so much for watching. I will catch you soon in my next one. Bye!